Hello everyone, so my name is Kaylee Rodriguez and today we are going to be discussing an incredibly important topic known as the death penalty. As many of you may or may not know, the death penalty is an incredibly prevalent issue not only here in the United States but especially in other countries that have less freedoms than we do here, especially China, but we're going to get into that in just a little bit. Let's get started. So the death penalty here explains that it began in the Code of Hammurabi in the 18th century. It was for 25 crimes, and funny enough, none of those included murder. However, in this day and age, murder is one of the main reasons for the death penalty. However, I do still believe that that is inhumane and there should be other measures taken other than the death penalty. Instead, this is an incredibly inhumane form of punishment that is irreversible and should not be subjected upon any human being, no matter the consequence. Historically, it has been primarily imposed upon defendants convicted of capital crimes, like I mentioned, such as murder, genocide, rape, things of that nature. There are 4 different methods, including lethal injection, electrocution, gas chambers, fire squatting, as well as hanging. So, 5. And the ones that we see primarily today include the gas chamber, electrocution, and hanging. That was more of a thing of the past that were used in the olden days before the technology came out that was necessary for the other ones. And no matter the cause, no matter the method, they are all incredibly inhumane forms of punishment that should not be taken lightly. And one of the main reasons that the death penalty is rationalized is known as deterrence. Basically, people are saying the theory that if we diminish the amount of people that are threatening the society, that the society will improve. However, there has never been a direct correlation between the executions and the convicted criminals. So there really is no supported evidence that these executions are leading to a more improved society. Therefore, it is unnecessary, inhumane, validating my point. The Supreme Court has never found any of these executions to be considered unconstitutional. However, these executions do invalidate the 8th Amendment, which is protecting all humans against excessive bail, excessive fines, as well as cruel and unusual punishment. Moving on, here you see all of the states that are in red are the states that do still have the death penalty to this date, which is majority of the United States. Now here we are focusing on just the United States, but as I mentioned before, China is one of the countries in the world that has a increasing number of death penalties and executions every year. And it is just because their system of government is very different from ours. Here is the main reasons why we should not end a life. I will let you guys kind of go through those. Basically, as I said, the state and the government should not have power over each individual human life. We do not have the ability to decide for others who can and cannot live. That is not our decision to make.
The abolishment of the death penalty is absolutely necessary for us to grow into a more high-functioning society that is focused and determined on allowing our citizens equal opportunity, equal rights, and justice. as you can see in these images, there are many individuals that have suffered and their families and friends as well. Some even wrongfully accused. This is the complete opposite of what our Constitution states for all of the citizens of the United States. We should be freed from cruel and unusual punishment. It is evident as well that committing these deaths does not lower the murder rate, does not lower the crime rate. There will always be people that arise that do bad things. And it is not our job to decide whether or not they get to continue to walk this earth. Only God can do such a thing.
Just as I had mentioned previously before. Here you can see a couple of stats as well, just from a poll from Amnesty International here in 2015. It states that 85% of the U.S. executions were carried out in 3 particular states, were Texas, Georgia, and Missouri. Florida is one of the states that also still does include the death penalty, which is a very unfortunate tragedy. However, I feel like we can do our very best as a community to diminish that. Here we have another video for you really quick. Moving on, a call to action to help support this cause would be incredible for all of you guys if you could help us out with this. So below here I have a link to signing a petition that will be sent to Congress once there are enough votes acquired, basically to abolish the death penalty entirely. Something else that can be incorporated into your life to really help is just to create protests, just like these people here in the images. Go out and rally and advocate for the cause, support your cause, stay informed as well. As things change throughout the years, you want to know and be informed in order to be able to communicate to other people the reasoning behind the why of what you're doing and why what they are doing is wrong. There is a link here as well provided for you to be able to expand your knowledge on this topic. And finally, another thing that ties into staying informed is choosing congressmen and women in your elections, presidents, all of the government officials, choosing people that support causes that you support and that will take action on said things that they support. And that is all for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope that you guys support my cause of abolishing the death penalty.